How can a friend kill her own best friend because of jealousy? How can a heart that once shared secrets, laughter, and tears suddenly turn dark enough to take a life? Life is strange like that. Human beings are strange like that. And on a rainy night in a small, quiet community, little Kamsi learned that the world can change in one heartbeat. Kamsi's mother was a young widow, humble, hardworking, beautiful in a simple way. She had nothing except a pure heart and her only child. Her best friend Amara stood with her through her struggles, or so everyone thought. But jealousy is a poison, and Amara drank it every day. She envied the love people had for Kamsi's mother, envied her kindness, her inner strength, her peace. So on that night, when thunder cracked through the clouds, Amara did the unthinkable. 8-year-old Kamsi hid under the bed, her small hands covering her mouth as she watched her mother fall for the last time. Tears ran down her cheeks silently, fear pushed against her chest, and anger rooted itself deep inside her tiny heart. That night didn't just take her mother, it took her innocence, it took her childhood, and from her pain, a vow was born. She would never forget, and she would never forgive. Life after her mother's death was harsh. Kamsi grew up with silence instead of laughter, hunger instead of comfort, and loneliness instead of love. Every morning, she walked to the market with a small tray of apples, hoping to sell enough to eat even one decent meal. People pitied her. They whispered, "That's the girl whose mother died mysteriously." But Kamsi didn't care for pity. She didn't need it. She carried her mother's strength in her bones. She carried her mother's smile in her memories. She carried her anger like a secret flame. Years passed, but the fire burning inside her never went out. Sometimes it softened, sometimes it roared, but it never died. Kamsi learned to survive, but she never learned to forget. One hot afternoon, a young man walked into their community, a transfer teacher named Emeka. He was everything a woman could admire. Handsome, calm, well-spoken, always carrying books like someone who lived inside wisdom. The first day he saw Kamsi, she was selling apples with sweat dripping down her face. Something in him paused. Something in him looked twice. Something in him said, "This girl, there is a story inside her." He started buying apples every other day, not because he loved apples, but because he loved seeing her smile. Those small, shy smiles she never shared easily. He watched her work hard. He admired her strength, and little by little, he fell in love with her spirit without even touching her hand. For months, he chased her gently, with patience, jokes, small gifts, and quiet conversations. It was the kind of chase a woman feels deep in her soul. Love entered Kamsi's life slowly, like sunrise creeping into a dark room. She wasn't expecting it, she wasn't asking for it, but Emeka's kindness melted something inside her. With him, she laughed again. With him, she forgot her pain sometimes. With him, she remembered what it felt like to be seen, not as the girl who suffered, but as a woman worthy of love. People in the community talked about them constantly. Have you seen the way they look at each other? This love is strong, oh. God bless them. Their love blossomed like a secret garden everyone could see. Their wedding day was like a dream wrapped in sunlight. Even the sky seemed to dance with them. Their steps, their laughter, their joy, it all felt like heaven had come down to bless them. They danced as if nothing in the world could ever break them. They danced like their souls recognized each other. The community cheered. Children threw flowers. Women ululated. Men nodded with approval. But one absence lingered quietly. Emeka's mother. She lived abroad and couldn't attend. Kamsi pushed the thought aside. Love was enough. Emeka was enough, or so she believed. After the wedding, they moved to the city to live near Emeka's parents. The city felt different, louder, faster, unfamiliar. But Kamsi was happy to start a new chapter. She carried faith in one hand and hope in the other. At night, though, her past whispered to her. The memory of her mother, the hidden anger, the unanswered questions. Sometimes she cried silently beside Emeka, but he held her with the tenderness of a man who loved deeply. Little did she know, the storm was coming. One morning, Emeka rushed home with excitement. "Love, my mother is back. She wants to meet you today." Kamsi smiled nervously. She was excited. This was the woman who raised the man she loved. But when the door opened and Emeka's mother stepped out, Kamsi froze. Her soul stopped. Her heartbeat paused. It was Amara, the woman who killed her mother, the monster from her childhood, the face from her nightmares. But Amara did not recognize her. She hugged Kamsi warmly and smiled with genuine kindness. Life spun Kamsi into confusion. How can the woman who destroyed her life also be the mother of the man who rebuilt it? Kamsi couldn't sleep. She couldn't breathe properly. Being in the same house with Amara was like living with fire. Every time Amara cooked for her, she felt sick. Every time Amara smiled at her, she wanted to scream. Every time Emeka held her, she wanted to cry. Her heart was at war. Love on one side, anger on the other. Finally, she visited the only family she had left, her grandfather. Her grandfather sat in silence as she cried into his palms. After a long pause, he said softly, "My child, forgiveness is not for the other person. It is for your heart. You have carried this weight long enough." Kamsi sobbed. "How can I forgive the woman who killed my mother?" "You forgive so you can breathe again. You forgive so the past stops controlling you." Kamsi left with swollen eyes, but with a seed of healing planted inside her. That night, Kamsi told Emeka everything. He cried like a child. He begged her to forgive his mother. He held her and whispered, "Please don't let this destroy us." Later, Kamsi dreamt of her mother. Her mother wore white and smiled gently. "My child," she said, "you free yourself when you forgive. Let your heart rest." Kamsi woke up trembling. The decision was made. The next day, Kamsi walked into the living room where Amara sat knitting. Her hands shook. Her voice was tiny. Her heart pounded heavily. "Mom, I know what you did." Amara froze. Kamsi continued, "You killed my mother, and I saw you." Amara dropped to the floor, crying like her soul was breaking. "I am sorry. I have carried the guilt for years. I wanted to die so many times." Kamsi placed a hand on her shoulder. "I forgive you." In that moment, something heavy left her chest. As months passed, Amara became ill. A sickness that had no name. A sickness made of guilt, age, and regret. Kamsi cared for her like a daughter, feeding her, cleaning her, staying by her side. One evening, as the sun faded, Amara held Kamsi's hand and whispered, "I can rest now. Thank you for freeing me." And just like that, she breathed her last breath. The community gathered. People whispered. People learned. Kamsi stood tall, not as a girl who suffered, not as a woman who fought, but as a soul who chose peace over revenge. She married her energy. She transformed her pain. She healed her past. Her story became a lesson. Sometimes the greatest revenge is forgiveness, and sometimes the greatest victory is peace.